if you are leading but don't get the 1,200, do you think it's wrong to have a contested convention?
Yeah, I sort of do. I think the people that, whoever's leading at the end should sort of get it. I would think so. That's the way democracy works. And I don't know that that's going to happen, but I'll tell you, there'll be a lot of people that will be very upset if that doesn't happen, because we have really fervent, wonderful people. And I think that would be pretty unfair.
All right, unfair or not, that would be horrific for the Republican Party one way or another. Anyway, welcome back. Live coverage, ladies and gentlemen, here on the Steve Malzberg Show. We're with you every night at this time, 7 p.m. Eastern. We take your phone calls. We have great guests, great commentary, and it's on every night, Monday through Friday. So if you're just tuning in for the first time, welcome, and continue to watch us, please. Joining us now on the Malzberg panel, John McLaughlin, partner with McLaughlin & Associates and Republican Pollster, and Brent Budowsky, contributor for The Hill and former aide to U.S. Senator Lloyd Bentsen. All right, gentlemen, welcome aboard. All right, let's, John, start with you. We had Roger Stone on at the top of the show, and whether or not he was lowering expectations, as they say, or not, he said that the negative ads are out there, they're nonstop, they're having an effect, and look for a very slim Michigan win tonight for Donald Trump.
Well, he may be doing that, and Roger lives in Florida, so he's probably seen a lot because they're really pouring it on to stop Donald. But in the meantime, he should be able to pull out Michigan. I think the real problem he had was last week in the debate on Thursday night, Mr. Trump went left. And he kind of weakened his positions on immigration, on health care, on Planned Parenthood, on things that Republicans really care about. And Cruz took advantage of it. So you had closer than expected primaries in Louisiana, and the Kentucky caucus was close. Plus, he skipped the CPAC speech to the Conservative Political Action Committee. So all these thousands of conservatives, that was news, and it was being covered all day. So it gave him a right flank to Cruz. This is becoming a one-on-one race with Ted Cruz, who absolutely is trying to get to his right, and Donald Trump. And it's, Marco Rubio, who's gone negative, really is out of character and falling behind. The guy who could come in a surprising second or closer than expected is Kasich.
Yeah.
In Michigan. And in Mississippi, Cruz is trying to hold him closer. So I think Trump should still win, but he's got to anchor back on those conservative positions that got him here. And there's still plenty of time, and I don't think it's going to be a brokered convention, but it's going to be Trump or Cruz, and the establishment absolutely hates that.
Yeah, well, one way or another. Brent, I know you're horrified to see Trump go left, aren't you?
Look, and I agree with most of what John just said. Donald Trump is the Caitlyn Jenner of the Republican Party.
Wait a minute.
Well, he or she may or may not, but I'll tell you this. Donald Trump spent 22 straight years praising Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton to the skies, giving money to Harry Reid and John Kerry and Nancy Pelosi, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, supporting single-payer health care, supporting late-term abortion happening. And I'll tell you, if I were a Republican, and I know most true conservatives agree with this, I'd be up late at night watching what Donald Trump do you get if he ever does get elected, which I don't believe he will. But he really has two faces, two lives, and we don't know what he really is.
All right, John, let me ask you, in the polling that you've done so far, and maybe your gut feeling, does the answer that I was a businessman, I gave to both sides, I had to make everybody happy because I need politicians, does that solve his problem, since he now says, obviously you see where he stands on immigration, although he backed off that a little. We see where he stands on the Muslim issue. We see where he stands on he says he's pro-life. So does that answer, I was a businessman, does that work?
No, it's more of he should give more of a Reagan answer and I'm surprised that Brent's in the media, and the media usually allows Republicans to evolve and then praises us. But if you go right, you're not evolving. That's not good. So Donald Trump moved to the right clearly over the years, and he became the front runner because of those conservative positions. And what you're really finding out is, it's a sad week because Nancy Reagan passed away. And one of the things that us Reagan Republicans have found is with Nancy's passing, we're political orphans right now. We don't have the leadership that we're looking for. And there's a heritage in the Republican Party where we would like to have a strong conservative, because that's when we win elections, whether it's George W. Bush or Ronald Reagan or Bush's H.W. Bush's first term. It's when you're the strong conservative in the race, that's when you win.
Brent, what about that? That when people like Hillary change on gay marriage and a million other things, or whether it's, the crime bill and putting people in prison for breaking the law, which is outrageous. Now she says that was a mistake to an extent. When people move to the left, the media accepts it and praises them. But when people change and move to the right, oh, they're full of baloney. How dare they? Do you see that double standard? Is John right? I think he's right.
Up to a point. Now, I am in the media, and I am a liberal, and I have not
You're a liberal? I had no idea.
I have not been shy on occasion criticizing Hillary for shape-shifting. I have done that. The difference with Donald Trump, though, is and I hope he's nominated, personally, as a Democrat. But the problem with Trump is he went from one extreme, again and again for 22 years. He was praising Hillary when she was finishing as Secretary of State in 2012 for being a great Secretary of State. And if it is Hillary versus Trump, I promise you, you're going to get an 80-minute video of all the times that Trump was praising Democrats. Now, on the other thing you raised, it's a valid point. When Donald Trump says, I was a political prostitute and gave money to people I didn't believe in because I wanted to make money in my business, that is what's wrong with Washington, whether it's Democrats or liberals that do that kind of thing. It's, in my view, that's what the American people hate. I don't think Republican voters are onto Trump yet.
Right.
They're getting there, and it's starting to show up in lower polling.
John, Brent wants Trump and Hillary. If it's Trump, Paula Jones was out there today talking about, that if everybody knew the truth about Bill and his women and what Hillary did, there's no way he could get elected. If Trump comes out there and plays the tape of Hillary laughing about getting a child rapist off, if Trump goes out there with the families of the Benghazi victims who came home, the families when the coffins came home and they say Hillary said we're going to get the guy who made the video, and Hillary's on tape saying, no, I didn't. If he brings the women and on and on and on, Doesn't Trump have go where no one else would dare to go? And doesn't that really hurt her?
Well, the crazy thing is we had last month, we do a monthly national survey. And
30 seconds, John, so go ahead, yeah.
Trump and Hillary are running even in the polls, and he may have a 62% unfavorable on our website, but she's 59% unfavorable.
Right.
She's the one Democrat could lose to him.
Brent and John, thank you both very much, guys. Enjoyed it very much. And up next, a live version of Gimme 5, a little different, coming up.